Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Prime Collectibles. So happy to have you back. I've been on a hiatus for the better part of a year, and I'm super excited to show you what I've been doing for this year, and that is setting up my new man cave. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so the deal of this house was, we bought it around a year ago, and I told my wife, you can get a designer and design all the rooms exactly how you want them. The bedroom, the living room, the backyard, the lounge, everything is her design, and it turned out incredibly. But the deal was, I get the basement to myself, and I'm gonna make my ideal man cave in there. So let's head down there and I can show you what I've been working on for the past little while. All right, so let's head downstairs into the man cave. And the first area here is themed on this incredible piece by XM, the Batman Shogun. This is one of my favorite pieces in my collection. I love this Batman Shogun piece, and it doesn't really thematically fit with anything else I have, so I legit just made an area themed around it. He's in golds and kind of this orangey red and blacks. So I wanted to throw a bit of pop of color behind him so he stood out from the background. So I put this sakura tree behind him. And then to match him, I kind of themed this area in his colors and sort of like keeping with the Asian theme. So we've got this geisha here, kind of a more modern tattooed girl here. Again, same colors. All right, so now let's move from this entrance area into my console gaming space. And this is an area that was always going to be the highlight of my basement. I spent a long time designing on Photoshop and sizing out exactly how I wanted this giant console to look around my TV. And then I worked with a woodworker who pulled it off flawlessly. It's absolutely incredible. These things all open and they close to keep the dust off the statues. And I put all my video game fighting character statues in these. So as you can see, I've got Street Fighter, I've got King of Fighters, Darkstalkers. Up in the top here, there's a bunch of different franchises on the first section, and then the top you've got the Mortal Kombat and the Street Fighter dioramas still being collected, and then down here is the Street Fighter characters, and we've got a Tekken character up there as well. Here, my consoles are all down at the bottom there. Got the Switch 2, PlayStation 5, and then I have some old school like emulator consoles as well. And then I've got this incredible gaming TV that has a great high refresh rate, so I can kill it in Call of Duty. And then up here, we've got some awesome art by Edwin Huang. We've got Jet Set Radio, Chun-Li, and Metroid, Samus, all incredible art, and the colors really sort of like match the colors that are popping off on this wall. The only thing that doesn't really fit in this area, but I just love them and I like that they're front and center here, is Reika and Anzu here. They're not really video game themed, they're anime, but they just look good. I like having them in this room. And then as you can see, the arcade cabinet made its way over to this area as well, of course, being the gaming room. And now you can actually see the artwork along the side and the bottom, whereas previously in my old place, I just didn't have the space. So it was kind of crowded into a corner and you couldn't really see that stuff. But it's nice because there's lots of room here now. We can get 4 people around nice and comfortably. You can play here while somebody's playing console. And yeah, that's it. Another thing just to mention is I kind of wanted to have a modern Japan theme to the basement here. So I chose plants that are Japanese, bamboo, and I don't remember what this is, but same with the sakura in here. And even the sort of the colors that I use down here, the deep brown woods with dark walls and then the pops of green. I really tried to kind of go for that like Japanese back alley theme. I was going to add some neon to kind of give it a cyberpunky look, but it was just, I put some neon signs up and it was just too much. It detracted from the statues, and obviously that should be the focus of down here. So anyways, that's the console gaming area. Now the fun thing is, while I'm doing console gaming, I've got this room. I showed you the console gaming area. Now this is the PC gaming room. This room is, the idea is I wanted to have a room that was Gothic themed, but felt like kind of foresty and earthy as well. So as you can see, there's a lot of plants in here. It's all fake, unfortunately, because there's not enough light to support real ones. Otherwise, I would have put a whole bunch of real plants in here. But got the faux plant wall behind the PC. I've got plants all over the place just to sort of give it that earthy vibe. I even have essential oils with a pine smell. So when you come in this room, it smells like pine. And then in terms of statues and art, I've got a lot of sort of Gothic themed stuff. So I have the Frank Frazetta original art prints of some of his work that I like the best, the Death Dealer, the Egyptian Queen. And then I have my favorite two Berserk pieces, obviously Casca and Guts. Man, they have a special place in my heart. I have more of these Berserk pieces, but I just don't have anywhere to put them yet. I might end up adjusting this room a bit so I can put more of the Berserk pieces in, but for now, this is how it is. And then I've got the incredible Prime 1 Vampirella with the corresponding slab comic book, and then another art print by Art Germ, who created these as well. And then I have Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust poster or art print, I should say, to match the incredible statue of him from Figurama. And this is one of my favorite pieces because Vampire Hunter D is not just it is my favorite anime movie, but it's actually one of my favorite movies. I just think it's absolutely incredible. And then I've got this awesome art print, Castlevania limited edition art print that my wife bought me for my birthday one year. And it's awesome. When I get the Figurama Castlevania statue in, it's going to somehow go with this. Just haven't figured that part out yet. Okay, so this is the PC gaming room. Often what happens is my buddy will come in here and play Call of Duty on PC. I'll play in the console and we'll kind of have like a LAN party. So let's check out the next room. Okay, so right beside the PC gaming room is the gym. And I cannot say how incredible it is to have a gym in your house. I didn't think it'd be a big deal until I actually put everything in here. And it's just, it removes that sort of like, that stickiness where you don't really feel like going to the gym. And if it's a little ways to go, you're just not gonna do it. But now I have no excuse. So even if I'm just like, I don't feel like working out, I come down here, I figure I'll just do maybe 10 minutes and I end up doing a full workout because the barrier to working out is so low that like, it's just, there's no excuse not to do it. These bags are on a track. So you can actually unlock it, move it to the side, work out, do what you need to do, and then bring it back, lock it in place, and it's good to go. Same thing with the water bag, does the same thing. Basically anything you'd need to get a full workout in is in here. In terms of art, I have some sort of old school posters here that I think are kind of fun. I'm a massive James Bond fan. And like, this isn't his best movie, but it's one of my personal favorites just because I have a nostalgic connection with this one. I've got the Street Fighter diorama. The 1/10 scale Street Fighter statues that I have are actually based on this. So eventually I will have all of these in statue form. I've got a fun art print of my Shiranui. And then I have some art prints here that sort of carry over the theme that I have in the entranceway, the sort of reds and golds and blacks that Shogun has. So that's the sort of that's that corner. And then one of the all-time great movies, Bloodsport. So now moving into the hallway, which is meant to look kind of like a museum. As you can see, it's on these custom pedestals. I have these all, like I said, custom made. It was not cheap to have these things done, unfortunately, but I really wanted this area to look purposeful and, like I said, like a museum, and I couldn't find any other way to do it. I don't know how to make these things myself, so I had these all custom made with the LED lighting, and it turned out really nicely. The finish on them is beautiful, and it just elevates all these statues. the custom lighting tracks all in here, and the lighting along the floor is all added by me once I moved in as well. So it took a lot of work to get this all done, but I really think it achieved a nice sort of vibe. So we've got Red Sonja, got Deja Thoris. I think they go really nicely together. The composition of this one makes me super happy. And then continuing the sort of fantasy theme into the hall here, we have the Angelus, really nice piece by XM Studios. We have a Sideshow Vampirella diorama, which I absolutely love as well. And then we have this Sideshow, I believe it's the Succubus by Sideshow. Really nice, and it's a nice counterpoint to the more angelic Angelus and the sort of demonic looking Succubus here. And then over here, we have still one of my favorite of my female statues, which is the XM Magdalena. It looks, to me, she kind of looks almost like a Castlevania character, just because of the color scheme and the fact that she has the katanas, but with the sort of like medieval outfit, kind of Alucard-ish, but in a female version. And then we have Aspen, another one of, it's an older Sideshow piece, but still one of my favorites. I love the face on her. And then we have Witchblade, again, an older XM piece, but I prefer this Witchblade to the newer one that they released for whatever reason. So that's the hall, the museum style hall. I won't go into this room. I'll go into this on a later date because it's a wine cellar that I'm converting to a Japanese whiskey bar. And until it's done, I don't really want to sort of spoil the surprise. So that'll be for a later day. Okay, so now from the hall, let's move into the art studio. And this is exciting for me because I've always wanted an art studio in my house. I love doing art. I've done art since I was a little kid. But the problem is if you don't have a dedicated place for it, it makes it a little bit difficult. It's like a gym. If you have to go out to the gym, the chances of you doing it are just a little bit less. And for whatever reason, for art, it's like that for me. I love drawing, I love painting, but without a dedicated place for it, I just didn't do it as often as I'd like to. And now, if I'm inspired, or if I just feel like doing something a little bit different, I want to break from my life, I come in here, I hop on the Wacom, I do some digital painting, or I'll draw on here. I've got the screens for reference. And then in the background, I can put on some nice relaxing music with a sort of a vibey background. That's kind of what this big TV is for, is just so that I can put on like a scene, whether it's a forest scene or a beach scene, some cool music, I dim down the lights, and I just sort of draw and get in my zone. So on top of that, I wanted the theme of this room to be art that inspires me. So that includes sort of the scale figures, all the different colors and interesting poses and artistic merit that these all have really inspire me. I get sort of, they get my juices flowing when it comes to doing art. And then on top of that, I have a bunch of old art that I had from when I was a kid. This X-Men poster, the Psylocke. These are all childhood posters of mine that I found at my parents' house. And had sort of mounted and put in poster form, or framed, I should say. Same with the Optimus Prime and Megatron, the old DW artwork. It brings back so many memories, and I just really love how the artists, I think it was Pat Lee, designed them in this iteration of them. And then over here, I've got a Ghost in the Shell poster. This is not from when I was a kid. I had to find this, I think I found it on eBay. But I had this incredible Major Kusanagi 1/4 scale statue, and I wanted to find the artwork that it was based on. So now I have them beside each other. I have my Akira poster from when I was a kid. I literally have pictures of me when I was 16 years old in my old bedroom in my parents' house, or maybe I was 15 or something, with this poster in the background. So now having it framed and not just stuck in the wall with pins is kind of nice. Eventually, I really want to find a statue, and a Kaneda on bike statue. I know that there are some customs, but I don't think that there's been anything official. And I'm really hoping that Prime One gets the license to make that eventually. These are original art by a guy in Tokyo A friend of mine brought these back for me. They're all the, various Combinis, the Lawson, the 7-Eleven, or versions of them. And apparently this guy's not making art anymore. So it's kind of exciting to have these because apparently they're collector's pieces now and they're super cool. These are just various books that inspire my art. And there's some, books on anatomy and what have you. And then on this side, aside from Jubei from Ninja Scroll here, are all my scale figures. Now these aren't all of them. I still have a bunch of scale figures in the old house, which I've converted into an office space, and I will show those in another video. But for now, this is what I have here. Some of these are going to move into the other house, and some of them are going to come are going to come here because I really want this to be my greatest hits. The scale figures that sort of inspire me the most, they give me the most joy. And right now it's just sort of a mishmash of a whole bunch of stuff. But eventually I will make sure that these are sort of my top scale figures and the rest will go into the other room. But that's it. This is my art studio. I love coming down here and just, like I said, dimming the lights, turning on some vibey video and just getting to drawing. So let's head to the next room. Let's head over into the final room of the man cave. And that is one that I'm especially proud of, and that is the home theater. I only have a few passions in life. I love video games. I love kickboxing / Muay Thai, and I love watching anime movies, and I love movies in general. And this is the room that caters to my movie love. I completely gutted this. This was a theater before, but I completely gutted it and redid it. And I wanted to have statues and posters based on some of my favorite movies that I watched growing up. So we've got Raiders of the Lost Ark here. To me, maybe the best movie ever made. I know that's crazy to say, but I just think it's a perfect action movie and it has all the best good story beats. The pacing of the movie is incredible. The acting is so good. I love the different locales. It's always changing it up so you never get bored. 10 out of 10 movie. This one I'm cheating a little bit. Everything else I bought the posters of the movies I loved, and then I found statues to match. This one, I bought this sideshow Darth Vader because I just thought it was so incredible. I love the movement in the cape, and I like the light up features. I like his pose. I just thought it was super dramatic. And I am a Star Wars fan as well, don't get me wrong. It's just not, as a group of movies, they're not my favorite movies, but they're definitely, especially A New Hope is in my top 50 for sure. So I bought him first, and then I bought the original poster to match. So here, one of my favorite movies of all time, Batman, the Tim Burton Batman. I have a half scale Prime 1 Tim Burton Batman coming here, but I don't know when it's going to be shipping. It's going to be a while still, so I have an empty space here. Moving over to another one of my top movies of all time. I think Predator's in my top 5. It might seem like a cheesy action movie, but I really think that as a movie, it holds up super, super well, as does RoboCop, as does Terminator, really. But this is the Prime 1 Jungle Hunter Predator, and it is so huge in person. I mean, look at the difference between him and this 1/3 scale RoboCop. Both 1/3 scale, but I mean, he is giant compared to RoboCop. I think he's overscaled a little bit, but honestly, I don't care. I don't mind my Predators being a little bit bigger. They're supposed to be intimidating and almost undefeatable, or seemingly undefeatable. So I love it. The details in this are absolutely incredible. You've got the dog tags here, the scorpion from the movie. Awesome. The details on this statue are just out of this world, no pun intended. So then we've got the RoboCop from PCS, another great statue as well. Just a little bit of dust here I'm taking off, which is crazy because I just moved into this house not long ago. He's really well done. I saw some reviews of him where people said they either really liked the portrait or they didn't like it. I think it's super well done. When I look at it here in person, I think that they really nailed the likeness. So love it. And then we have a recent addition, which is my Terminator 2 T-800 exoskeleton. I personally, this is a hot take, I like the original Terminator more than Terminator 2. I don't dislike Terminator 2. I think it's also an awesome, awesome movie. But I just like the kind of gritty vibe of the original Terminator, a little bit more than the more flashy, slick vibe of Terminator 2. Both incredible movies, but that's why I went with the Terminator 1 poster, even though this is actually a Terminator 2 statue. And then moving over here, I'll mention while I'm here that these chairs all recline and they're so comfortable. Oh my God, they're really, really nice. The only problem with these chairs being so comfortable is I often fall asleep watching movies in here, and I am a huge movie fan, so it doesn't usually happen, but they're so comfortable that when it's dark in here, you're watching a dark movie, I pass out. But anyways, moving over to the last group of statues, and this is going to expand. I do have a longer sort of display piece coming here, so I can fit all the turtles. But for now, we've got Raphael and Shredder. And these are by PCS. These are 1/3 as well. All the statues in this room are 1/3 except for Vader and the Tim Burton Batman that's coming that'll be half scale. So the Ninja Turtles, what an incredible movie still. Again, maybe it's a little bit nostalgia, but I feel like they nailed the sort of like appealing to the kids who enjoyed the cartoon, but also gave it enough maturity and enough real stakes and heart that it kind of was, it holds the test of time. It's still watchable today, and I think it's still enjoyable today for people of all ages. I will say the turtles seem to be done really well. Shredder looked super cool in the promo art, but I feel like he's not, like his cape is thick and kind of looks unrefined, which really bugs me because otherwise I like the look of him and I love his pose and his sort of modern take, or the modern take on him, but the cape really bugs me. I don't know. It's not the end of the world, but it just looks like amateurish in how they handled it, unfortunately. But it is what it is. So this is the theater. And like I said, the last stop in the Man Cave tour. As I said, there is another room. I am going to be having statues in my Japanese whiskey bar area once it's done. I'll show you that. And then I'll also show you what's left in the old place that I have, because I still have a bunch of stuff there that I'll go through in a later video. But that's all for this video. So that's the video, guys, and that is the tour. There are still some things that I didn't share with you. Like I said, the whiskey room will be done eventually, but there is a secret room that I didn't share. I will show it in a future video. There's also the apartment that still has a bunch of statues in it, and I'll share that with you guys in a later video as well. But for now, at least you got to see the majority of my man cave and what I've been working on, my passion project for the past year. Thanks for coming along on the ride. And again, thank you so much for those of you who have been supporting me throughout the year as I haven't been posting. Like I said, I've been pretty damn busy, but thank you so much for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and until next time, later.